You're about to lose me. Just like that, just like that. Just like that, just like that. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So guys, first and foremost, I'm going live in about an hour. I just wanted to sleep, to be honest. I'm going live in about an hour to do expedites, which, that's just how I do. That's what I do. How I do. If you would like to purchase an expedited request where I do energy work on you, personally, I'm focused just on you. Go check it out. emmyevolving.com/shop/past life party. Now, moving right along. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is push the limits. Push the limits. Just push it. Push the limits, okay? So, what you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Okay, it's been crack-a-lacking today. I've been so sleepy. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna work through it. All right. All right, we got to push the limits, girlfriend. We got to push the limits, girlfriend. I'm trying to tell myself to not take another nap. I'm sleepy. I'm Shweepy. Hello, my name is Shweepy. I'm Shweepy. Okay, I don't know what we need to push the limits for, but something's happening. Something's happening. Hopefully it's a good something. Hopefully it's a good something. Did you take a 3-hour nap? I just woke up from, I want to say like a 2-hour nap. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how long I was sleeping. I'm going to be really honest. But it was delicious. It was amazing. And, I want another one. I might be late for I might be late for expedites due to me needing another nap, Young ladies like me need naps. Oh my God. Okay, I'm almost ready, guys. I'm almost ready. Almost there. I'm going to try and make this a fast reading. So maybe like an hour rather than 2. I'll make this fast, okay? It's going to be a quickie. I don't do quickies. I do right or not at all. Because sometimes y'all know I be fighting on your behalf. I fight with soul on your behalf. I let soul know. Don't be bossing my community around, right? Anyways. Okay. All right. There's some stuff popping off. It's gonna be okay though. Sometimes. Oh, you being called out. You're legit being called out. Okay. I mean, we're used to this though, right? We're used to it. We're used to soul calling us out like a mofo. Okay. Anyways, winter time. There's going to be some things that are happening in winter that will get you right side up in your space. Okay. And as that happens, you're going to want to alchemically change things, but you can't. You're not allowed to. So, soul is already letting you know you're not going to be avoiding whatever this cycle is. Did I say cycle or psycho? Did I say cycle or psycho? Because I mean, Message is feeling a little dehydrated. You're not supposed to change whatever this experience is. You're supposed to go through it. Okay. So, kind of just like chill. just, you know, just chill. It's definitely gonna be something that you're gonna feel some type of way. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What? Unable to connect. Ugh. Anyways. Anyways. Oh, I switched platforms. Look at this. 1 second. You could go ahead and I don't know how you use QR codes. I think you just like, I don't know, something with your phone. And you could purchase an expedite off of there. I've been really enjoying playing with all of these different functions. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So right now, I totally forgot to mention we are live on YouTube across multiple profiles on Facebook. We're also currently on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagrizzles. That's fun. How fun is that? It's fun. It's fun. Yay. So don't try and avoid this. Whatever this is, don't avoid it. These are nothing but cycles that bring about the ending of something, right? You're needing to allow this ending to occur because it's time, baby boo. It's time. You got to just let it go, let it go. You just really, really got to let it go. I know, isn't it so techalicious? What's up, Cal? I never answered you, did I? Girl, why am I like this? It's been a crazy ass week. Let me tell my husband to tell me to. Um, please, please remind me. I be having conversations with you in my head. You know that, Kel? I be having many conversations with you in my head. Um, uh, see, thank you, love you. It's just like you're a Pisces. That's how Pisces roll. See, that's why we vibe. No, yeah, I totally like have conversations with people in my head, and then I'm like, I never messaged, did I? I never called, huh? Um, Guardian. You have a guardian that's gonna help you get through whatever this is. So you literally just have to chill and, go through whatever the process is. Because if you don't allow yourself to go through the process, you're going to mess up a specific process. If that happens, boo. This is this is what's going to happen. You're not going to be able to heal what needs to be healed. And a lot of what's happening right now is kind of like this realization, right? There's this realization of where you are within your journey, the things that need to be shifted and changed. And if you interfere with that process, what ends up happening is you go right back to square one. This is a classic case of Dr. Dabrowski's positive disintegration, his theory of positive personality disintegration. And, you know, you're in an ascension cycle. It's like this psychological, scientific explanation of an ascension cycle. You just got to roll with it. If you let yourself roll with it, your passion is going to return. You're not going to be hyper fixated and looping thoughts. Remembrance in reverse. So, for quite a few of us, the types of cycles that we're in, thoughts are looping over and over and over and over and over. And those are no longer sustainable patterns. You're gonna have to push the limits. You have to push beyond what you are accustomed to, right? Don't just allow yourself to continue to be a mirror of someone else's shadow. Don't ignore the way other people are mirroring your shadow. You have to allow yourself to really begin recognizing the different things that are happening. Hi, Oscar. Um, Intensification. Things are going to intensify, not necessarily in a bad way if you're flowing. It's going to intensify because you're going to become more and more present in whatever it is that you're needing to experience with soul. Now, awakening. Your level of awareness is going to skyrocket through this process. If you allow this process to do what it do, let it do what it do, let it do what it do. You're gonna just you have to trust yourself. That's, I think, what it boils down to is you have to trust yourself. You have to allow yourself to recognize the ways in which your disbelief in your capacity to get through circumstance is greatly negatively affecting your journey. Greatly affecting your journey in a negative way. That's a better way to put it. Girl, stop talking like Yoda. Backwards it is. Okay. All right. You and your loved ones are safe, but it's in reverse, right? So this is kind of telling me that there is um some type of lack of belief in self, lack of belief in your soul's ability to keep you safe. Your soul is giving you direct explicit instructions. Oh my god, I just remembered. Hold on. Today has been a blur. I had the last day of my cycle 4 certification program. I really miss my students. Um, all right. The answers you need are coming, but it's in reverse. You're not going to be given too much advance notice of what's happening. You are, however, actively being given on a consistent level the type of guidance that you need to get through this period. So it has a lot to do with trust, trusting soul, trusting the process, just trust, 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 trust. I know that's difficult for many of us because many of us have trust issues. Hello, me too. I do. It's hard for me to trust other people, but as I've allowed myself to trust my ability to overcome, to mitigate any potential um caca, um I've learned that I don't need to be afraid. I do still need to be mindful and, um, you know, make well, not make, but allow people to have the time and the space to really help show me that they are genuinely worthy of trust, right? I do still need to do that. I'm not going to blindly trust anyone. You should never do that. Never. They have to earn that. They have to earn that type of love and trust from you. Everyone. Everyone. Okay. Don't be thinking like, oh, I had a past life with this person and, I feel like we were BFFs or something. So it's all good. I can trust them. You know how many times that screwed me over? Oh my God. I have had, well, it's not a lot, but for me, it's a lot. Um, One person in particular, I was totally like, "Oh my god, I think we've had past lives together." And, I was vibing with them for a little bit, but something was kind of off. But I had convinced myself that I was just being a total bitch. Yeah, I love it when I do that to myself. I gaslit myself because my higher self was like, "Hey, not this one. This one don't play right. Don't no, don't play with this one. This one's not going to be a friend." And I was like, "Oh my god, don't be that way." And so every time that message would come through, I would tell myself this, like, "Oh my god, I'm such a bitch." I know I wasn't being a bitch. I was being an intuitive bitch. I was being a psychic AF bitch. I wasn't being just a bitch, right? So, yeah, no, I completely ignored it. And then Soul even had a person that is trustworthy reach out and be like, Emmy, Are you not noticing what's happening? Like, this person is really bad for you. You need to cut them out." And I was like, "Oh my God, why are you being that way? No, you don't know them. They're so nice." Yeah, fake nice. Fake nice. Fake nice. Yeah. And so what happened? Drama happened. That's what happened. And then I was able to let it go. So, how many times do you have to go through those type of cycles where you experience such elevated drama? I mean, how many times does it have to happen? I think for me, 2 times is enough. How many times did that happen? Oh, no, 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 no. 3 times. It was 3 times. Ooh, it was 3 times that it happened, but it all involved the same fucking shit starting bitch. Yeah, all 3 times it involved a one specific person that, like, initiated all sorts of shit for every cycle. So now, I haven't forgotten what you done, Kayla. I'm never going to forget. I'm not very good at forgiveness either. Once you get to a point where I gotta convince myself to forgive you, you done took it too far. So, never gonna forget, Kayla. Sometimes I wonder, you guys, maybe you guys can help me kind of quantify this. Because way back when, I totally hid so well. I totally hid so well the gravity of the energy work that I do. I downplayed it like a mofo. You have no idea. I totally downplayed all of it. I didn't even share like 1/20th of the type of information that I now feel comfortable sharing. And even now, I'm still not sharing half of what I could share. So, my question is this: do you think those people who thought that I was just going to be nice forever and thought that nothing would ever happen if they fuck with me, do you think they look at things now and like, "Oh shit, I didn't know." "Oh shit, I didn't know. That's why. That's why she was never tripping about the shit that I was doing." Yeah. Some people push the limits. They push the limits with you and you let them, right? You let them because to some degree, you already know what you're capable of, right? You already know that you're capable of surmounting all the difficulties being brought to you because of other people's malicious intentions and you not tripping. Like, it's not nice. You don't want to deal with that, but you're not tripping that you need to because you know darn well that you are very capable and that really nothing's going to stop you. If you don't want to stop, nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to slow you down. And so sometimes these people are brought to your path just as a friendly reminder from soul that it's time to stop playing small. You need to push the limits, okay? Nothing is yet set in stone. So the way you're going to experience this, it's not yet fully decided if it's going to be positive, negative, or just something neutral. You can still shift the way you experience this. Now, if you allow yourself to experience it in such a way that helps you, like really helps you to determine which direction to go, helps you to remember your actual power, your purpose, all of these amazing things, then it can go really, really powerfully for you. Okay. Your commitment is being tested. Your commitment to yourself, to your growth, to the ways in which um, you need to show up for yourself. That's being tested. A time to give rather than to take, but it's in reverse. I think you've given enough. I think soul is telling you that you have given enough. Enough has been given to people who never deserved anything from you to begin with. Okay. You've given enough time, patience, consideration, and all of that. Enough is enough is enough. That's what I get from soul. Communication is key. So, with this communication, soul, soul is letting you know enough is enough. It's time for you to let yourself move forward from these toxic cycles that keep giving you the end part of whatever stick y'all are playing catch with, right? So, it's time to take action in reverse. There's nothing you need to do. You just need to be fully present. You need to be present in whatever it is that you're experiencing so that you can um just, chillax. Just chillax, okay? Let's see. Um, so awaken in reverse. Um, the feel that I get from this is that it's not that you're awakening, it's that you're coming to a point of realization that you've been faking by playing small. You've been faking that you aren't as aware, as empowered, as gifted as you actually are. Probably to fit in, probably to not rub wrong the people who just seriously want to be better than you. I don't know if you guys have ever existed in environments like that where you're just existing and you genuinely don't think you're the shit, right? You genuinely are like, I know I'm different and who cares? And there are people in that environment who are like making it a point to make you their competition. You know what I'm saying? And it's this thing of like, but why? Like, see, you can recognize that everyone has their proper place, has their proper purpose, they have their intrinsic value, and nothing about you diminishes that. But sometimes those people don't understand this. You know what I mean? Sometimes people don't realize that it's basically like, it's not a competition, boo. I really mean it. It's not a competition. They got to make everything into a competition because they want to be like you. They want people to like them the way people like you. And they don't even have a personality. So they try and take yours. I don't know. To me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Ooh, no. See, you exacerbate those types of conditions by not pushing beyond it. Those type of people, once you identify that, you kind of just need to leave them behind. Right? Not abandon them type of leave behind. Um More like keep going in the direction you are destined to go and leave them to be where they choose to be. Some of them will choose to try and follow you just cuz they can't get enough of you. And then others of them will choose to just like, "Oh, they left me behind." No, no. Anything that's meant for you will always be with you. I believe that wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. You just have to be still, okay? Be still, allow the messages to come through from soul. Allow yourself to receive all of the different things that are needing to be received. Allow yourself to recognize when you're going through just some weird cycle that kind of just needs to be acknowledged for a moment, and allow yourself to recognize when it's not just a weird cycle, that it is definitely something that needs to be addressed and corrected so that there's no issue later on. I think part of you wants to surrender to the fear. You got to push past that. You got to push past the limit that fear is creating for you right now. There's a lot of different potentialities that tap into your human existence. It requires you walking your truth, though, and you haven't been walking your truth. These potentialities have the ability to completely change your life. They do. Yup. You got to cut them loose. You got to chop, chop, chop. Cut them loose. Um, Once people show you that you're their competition, that's not a friend anymore. Regardless of whether you see them as your competition, as long as they see you as their competition, that's no longer a friendship. That is heartache waiting to happen, right? That is betrayal and pain waiting to happen. Now, I completely respect if, because of your loyalty, you need to see this through to make sure, right? I get it. I'm loyal like that too. And until I learned. Until I learned that people like that have not earned my loyalty, and I was erroneous for giving my loyalty to them. Sometimes I make mistakes. Sometimes I sometimes I relate to people by projecting upon them the very hurts that I've endured for so long. And, when you know what it feels like to be hurt in that way, um, you kind of become protective of other people and don't want them to be hurt. And then it becomes a way for not so savory things to access you. It becomes a way for you to leave yourself open and susceptible to parasitic influence. So, oh, this is good. Bring in truth with it ain't for the weak. I used to be so scared of the information I was getting, but it ain't like that no more. And I think it has a lot to do with that fear, being afraid that what you're being shown and told is accurate, that it is accurate, because then it makes you feel so alone. I used to always feel so just different and alone, and no one understood. And no matter what group I tried to be part of, or whatever group tried to invite me to be a part of their group, I just always felt like an outsider looking in, just being pitied by the people who could see how much of a loner I am. And that would cause me to become loyal to the very people who kept me around as a novelty. They kept me around as a token something, right? They kept me around because having someone with my capacity in your pocket makes you formidable. And then I realized I'm not here for just that. Actually, I'm not here for that, period. And that I needed to begin just being okay with the temporary solitude, and that I needed to trust soul to guide the right people into my life, that I was not to join a group that already had established dynamics, established ethos that was not even in alignment with my own. I needed to push the limits of my capacity to be patient with my process. And boy, oh boy, did that pay off, because you guys, it gave you guys the opportunity to arrive. Because up until the moment it happened, I was not ready to open myself to receive you, and you were not ready to open yourself to recognize you're a part of my journey, that you are needed, that you are necessary, that your existence and presence in my life validates the parts of my journey I need validated, that you are a living confirmation of what I'm working to develop within me. It's the most beautiful, most healthy, reciprocated type of interaction. That's what I deserve, a reciprocal connection where I'm not just giving, where I'm able to receive as much as I give, and I'm able to feel as safe as I make other people feel. See, I was never meant to be part of an established group because I was always destined to create my own. How did I create it? Not intentionally. I stopped trying. I stopped with the external projection. Instead, I worked deeply within myself. And I was so immersed in my own personal process that by the time I lifted my head to look up, I was like, whoa, what? Serious? Serious? What? Yeah. And there were all of you, right? You have to trust your process. You have to trust what your soul is trying to get you to experience because it's in the experience that you are developing the maturity that's needed to be fully present in that experience. Usually you have choices. Your soul is not letting you get out of this. Your only option is to go through this process, right? If your only option is to go through this process, that means your options have been shifted. So you can't decide not to. You have to go through it. So then that tells me that your options are now based in how you will experience what you have no other option but to experience. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to make it something pleasurable? Are you going to choose to make it just another cycle of being miserable? You could do that too. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could definitely do that too. You could let yourself feel some type of way about not being able to give up on the process that's been initiated, a process that takes you across the threshold into a whole another level of existence, right? But, it's up to you. What do you want to do with it? If you're going to sit there and complain, then you've chosen the worst possible option. You've chosen to experience this from a victim space. And let me tell you, that is what you will experience. You will experience the type of emotions that will cause you to solidify this belief that life is victimizing you when it's not. It's happening for you and with you. If you see it in those ways, you then begin to understand you have some level of control in regards to what you experience and the severity of it. A prime type of analogy. Um, if you get a laceration on your arm, you cut your arm on accident, um, you can either just watch it bleed and scream, hoping that someone else will do something and risk bringing yourself very, very close to a destructive space, or you could put pressure on it yourself. Call for someone to come and like, "Hey, I've just had an accident. Help me." I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? For me, I would I would apply pressure. I would apply pressure. I would go ahead and calm myself down, because the more freaked out you are, the faster your heart is going to beat, the more you're going to bleed out profusely. So I would calm myself down. Like, okay, it's just a cut. It's just a cut. Is it a bad cut? Is it deep? Do I need to go to the ER? What do I need to do here? Just really letting yourself slow down for a moment, think things through for a second, assess what needs to happen, how you need to control the situation. You know, sometimes my kids, they'll get bloody noses, right? And sometimes it'll be this thing of they don't even let me know until it's completely done because they've handled it themselves, right? They know you gotta stick something up your nose, you gotta squish your nose pretty hard, you gotta lean forward and stay calm, get an ice pack, just amazing things like that. Those are very proactive. But then sometimes it's gonna be something that is such an intense experience that, their heart's gonna pound, they're gonna kind of freeze and like, "I need help." Okay, that's another option. Letting me know that, "Hey, I need you to step in for a moment. Let me take a brain fart moment, okay? I need you to think about what needs to happen right now because right now this has overwhelmed me." You can do that with your ascension cycles, you know? You could totally let soul know, "I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I need some assistance. Please bring someone into my life, even temporarily, to assist me with calming down, seeing more clearly the various options that are presented to me." Right? I mean, that soul is not cold and heartless. It's not. I remember, so I'm a precog, right? I can I have the ability to see future potentialities. And so when I was much younger, it used to overwhelm me. It used to severely overwhelm me and it would cripple me to the degree that I would feel very just so much anxiety, claustrophobic, just all kind of different, really, really poor coping mechanisms. And I remember at one point, it was back in, I believe, 2003, November of 2003. So I had this dream that my aunt, who's basically like a second mother to me, my mom's sister, um, that we were at one of the relatives' house, one of my relatives, everyone was wearing all black and they were all talking about her. Everyone's just like it was basically a reception party for after her funeral. And I was just walking around the house, eyes check a wide, like, what is happening? And I happened to hear one of my relatives saying, "Yeah, no, she had a massive heart attack. She there was no way for her to survive." And I woke up and I was really upset. I was like sobbing. I was upset. And so I immediately called my cousin and I let her know, like, "Hey, it's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. Can you do me a favor and can you bring auntie to get a physical exam? Just a general physical. I had this crazy ass dream." And, my cousin's like, "Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. I'm sure it was a dream." And then a week or so passes, and then it's my aunt's birthday. And, we go to her house for her birthday, and I was like, I did not wanna leave her. It was nighttime already, everyone's gonna go home, and I was just, like, all hugged up on her, I didn't wanna leave her, and I was just like, "I don't know, I'm being so weird." You know? This is just being so weird right now. And so I went home, and then the next morning, I wake up, and my oldest aunt, um, she called I was like, "Hi, auntie. My mom's not yet home. She's still driving home for work. She'll be home maybe like 45 minutes or so." And my aunt was like, "Well, let your mom know when she gets home that your auntie had a heart attack." And oh my god, I literally like fell to the floor sobbing. Yeah, I thought she died. And then I was like, "What happened? What happened? How did she die?" And my aunt who called me was like, "No, no, no, she's in the ER. Or no, she's been admitted to the hospital. She needs I think it was like a triple bypass surgery. She had a heart attack last night, but they brought her to the ER." And I was like, "Oh." So this whole time I'm like waiting for her to die because that's what the dream was. Except because I said something to my cousin that night when they were all going to go to bed. My aunt was having a lot of anxiety. She's having pressure on her chest, symptoms of an anxiety attack. And she told my cousin, and my cousin was in the nursing program at that time. And she was like, "We're going to the ER." And my aunt, I believe she was like, "I just need to sleep." And my cousin was like, "You're either getting in my car and we're driving to the ER, or I'm calling the ambulance. Those are your options." So she went. Had my cousin not done that, she would have died in her sleep. It was the very early stages of a massive heart attack. And she lived for quite a few more years. She did. She did. Um, but it was after that I totally got really upset with my soul. And I was like, "Don't show me things I can't change. Don't show me things that I can't change. Don't show it to me unless I need to be involved in some way to create an even better outcome or to prepare for it, because I can't handle it. I can't handle these types of things that just hurt my heart, that overwhelms me and then cripples me because of my emotional debilitation, right? Like, don't show me. Let me find out with everyone else." Soul listens. It listens. It gives you the opportunity to choose how to go through your process of learning about yourself and your abilities. I also said that to Soul when I got sick and tired of seeing the demonic things that were trying to attack me day in and day out. I told Soul I don't want to see it anymore. So all I did was traumatize myself, because when Soul honored my request, I became blind. And instead of being able to see what direction demonic things are coming from before they ram into me, um, I just get knocked over. And I could feel them still, but I couldn't see them. So it's like going through a fun house, a haunted house, with a blindfold on, despite the fact that you have 20/20 vision, right? So it's just one of those things. You got to be careful of what you ask from your soul, because it will honor what you ask. It will honor. Okay. You got to push the limits as to what you can do within the limitations you currently believe in. The goal is to release your belief in these limits. But until you can, you got to push through the limits of what you believe you can do. You got to push through that. Okay. For many of us, your intuition is not going to be factoring in because for many of us, allowing your intuition to factor in is kind of like you trying to cheat on the test, right? And so they're not going to allow that. Because of this, it's going to feel like it's less of a sacred journey and more of soul life picking on you. You can believe that if you want. You can feel that way if you want, but be honest with yourself. Life is not picking on you. You can feel that way though. Okay. It's totally understandable if you feel that way. There's been many, many times where I have felt that way. And I've also reminded myself, that's not how it is, but okay, let's feel this way for a few more minutes. A few more minutes. You got like 5 minutes. And then you're going to have to pick yourself up, buy your chonies, and move past whatever this emotional moment is, right? So sometimes when you're having those emotional moments that are going to be serving as the fuel for you to move forward, parasitic things will try and exploit that instability. You got to be prepared for that. Okay. You got to really, really be prepared for that. You are a free spirit. You're free to choose how you will experience this. You can see the fires that are being ignited by soul as an attempt to burn you down and destroy you, or as soul helping you fill your hot air balloon so that you can more gently rise. Or a third way, you can see it as the flames that will become the ashes that will be the very ashes you use to rise from as a phoenix. It's up to you. However you want to perceive it, that's how you're going to experience it. That goes for everything in life. How you choose to perceive the situation you are given or co-create with others is how you will experience that. For some of us, we have to go against the grain. When you sand things against the grain, you take off a bulk of that, right? A bulk of the material will be sanded off. If you go with the grain, it's going to be a much more fine sanding. You're not going to take off as much as fast. So, going against the grain means life, soul is taking away a bulk of the unnecessary things. Be prepared. What this means is for some of us, for many of us, for many of us, you're going to be losing so many different things that you thought was going to be in your life forever. This means friendships, relationships, work partnerships, opportunities, living circumstance, all of that. Again, it's not you being punished. It's soul forming life in the way you had originally designed for it to be on a soul level. um Mar- Marlene says um so I've been ignoring Marlene quite a bit. But this is uh, she says, tell them a good way to F yourself up. So, a good way that you can F yourself up during this cycle is by thinking you know better than soul. Because I promise you, you don't. I don't. I think I know, and soul has this way of like letting me know, no, you don't, baby boo. No, you don't. And I'm just like, oh, I don't. Oops. My bad. Oops. Right? Soul has everything. Soul has everything factored in. And it's more a case of soul refining some of the different ways that things can happen for you. Right? And we don't realize because we're thinking on a human level how soul has the best seat in the house. It can see everything and the way everything interplays. Push the limits by trusting more deeply in your process and in soul's ability to create circumstance, to end circumstance. Just, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's just one of those things. It is one of those things. You got to let this ride. Okay. Card number 41, bring it into form, but it's in reverse. What this is telling me is that you've been trying to backstep, backpedal. You've been really going out of your way to go in the opposite direction that soul is telling you to go in. Y'all are behaving like me. I'm saying, you know, that always screws me over in the end when I do that. It makes it so much worse. It really does. It makes it so much worse. And I'm left feeling like, what the hell just happened here? What happened? And I never know. I never know. I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We're all going to be fine. We just need to listen to soul. Okay. We all just need to let soul know I'm listening. I'm listening, soul. Okay. And actually listen, though. You got to actually listen because if not, you're going to find out. What do you feel? Have you been letting yourself um kind of acknowledge how you're feeling about the different circumstance that you're going through? What is already with you? All the potentialities, they're already with you, right? All of the different things, the tools and all of that that you need, they're already with you. You just have to allow yourself to access it. Going beyond normal. You have to go beyond what you think you can do. You have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you just have to. Okay. That's going to be hard to do if you don't trust yourself. You got to push the limits of that trust between the self and the soul. You got to push those limits. Card number 10, releasing allegiances. It's in reverse. You have quite possibly fully committed yourself, fully pledged allegiance to something that you should not have pledged allegiance to. You can retract that. You can change your mind. It's okay. Change your mind. I'm telling you right now, just change your mind because whatever it is that you've become very allegiant to, it's not serving you. It's not serving you. See? It's a refusal to shed the layers of trauma, right? You're refusing to shed. You're refusing to take accountability in some way. You're refusing to allow yourself to recognize the level of awareness you're actually at. A lot of refusals, a lot of fighting the process. Yep. All right. Ancestral magic. I think a lot of the trauma that you're going to be experiencing, it might be internal trauma because old things are coming back to the surface. I'm not sure, but it's going to trigger some of that ancestral magic to come back, right? Twin ray healing, it's in reverse. Yeah. mm. I Mm. I don't know. I don't know. I feel strongly that the window for twin flame stuff has closed. And it's really time to focus on other things, right? Maybe that's why it's in reverse because this preoccupation with healing your twin and saving your twin and twin this, twin that, it's kind of a moot point at this point, right? It's kind of this thing of like, you know, are you using that as an excuse to preoccupy yourself? Some of us do. Some of us do. It's okay. It's okay. But you need to stop. Yeah, you need to stop. So, card number 50, shadow work in reverse. This is a refusal to actually see and accept what's been hidden in the shadows. It's your power. Your power is what's been hidden in the shadows. It's your power. The more you refuse to enter into the shadow realm of your auric field, I'm not talking about doing dark magic stuff. The more you refuse, the more you push away your actual power. And that's not going to serve you. That's actually going to leave you susceptible to a lot of um, parasitic situations. And, it's just, uh, I don't know that that's the best idea. I don't know that that's going to be serving you very well. Okay. So, card number 4, build up sigil. Soul is trying to get you to experience the things that will help build you up. And as you go through those things, um, you begin to realize how capable you are, how amazing you are, um, why you need to accept that you're worthy of receiving love and support from others. Just some really beautiful things, really, really beautiful things. You have to allow, though. You have to allow yourself. You have to give yourself permission. A lot of what's blocking you is this fear of parasitic things, this fear of dark interference, this fear of demonic stuff. Do you know why I don't refer to demons as demons? I call them parasites. Do you know why? Because of the implication of the word demon. We've been so thoroughly programmed to believe that when something is categorized as demonic, as a demon, that it has dominion over us, that we can't do anything about it, and that we have to just suffer through it until someone who's chosen by God um, can save us. No, they're a parasite. If I had a tapeworm, which is a parasite, I would start looking up how to get rid of that. I would. I would. Black walnuts, papaya seeds, I don't know, ivermectin. I would chug all of that. Mimosa pudica. I would look up a freaking tapeworm parasitic detox protocol. Hell yeah, I would. I'm not gonna be like, oh no. No, I'm getting rid of that. Same thing with demonic stuff. Fuck that. You can't stay here if I don't want you here. I don't care. I don't care. you know? Oh, you might have parasites if you're having dreams of parasites. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm going live in about 30 minutes, and you could go ahead and get a scan. So, if you guys would like me to do personal reading, scan, assessment of your auric field, energy work, past life reading, just these amazing different options. Go check it out. Click on that QR code and check out what I have to offer tonight. I love this new platform. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that takes you directly to the link for tonight's expedites. And I could definitely do that there. So, guys, I got to get going because I'm going to try and squeeze in one more nap before I do expedites. I mean, young people like me need naps. Oh, I'm so young at heart. Anyways, I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes. Come back to whatever platform you're watching me on right now. I'll be doing expedites, readings, scans, all sorts of different things for all of y'all. Come check me out, hang out with me, get some expedites, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and join me every time I'm live. Bye, everyone.